The Nicktoons Racing League has traveled not too far away from Daytona to Homestead Miami Speedway to end off yet another great season of the Nicktoons Racing League. Even though Tommy Pickles is pretty much guaranteed to win the title after winning at Daytona last race, this race should still be a pretty good one, despite the fact that it will basically just be an exhibition event for all of these 17 drivers heading into Season 7 next year. I say 17 instead of 18, because making his final career start is 3-time Nicktoons Racing League winner, Mr. Krabs. He's hoping to finish out his career strong today. Hi everybody, my name is Taylor. Welcome to Homestead Miami Speedway for the running of the Ocean Shores 400. Of course, I am joined with my two lovely colleagues, Billy Bob and Larry McDonald's. Guys, speaking of Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob made an announcement earlier, just before we started this race, just before. He has decided to accept Mr. Krabs' deal to own all sponsorship of Ready Racing. I am, for one, speechless, kind of. In a weird way. I really genuinely do feel like Mr. Krabs is just trying to get more funds, get more things, become a sellout in a way. But at the same time, I do understand whatever SpongeBob says. I do understand whatever he says. He's a friend of Mr. Krabs. Employee, friend, acquaintance, whatever you may call it. I still think this team is going to do well enough with or without Mr. Krabs' involvement, but that's just me. Really, in all seriousness, I don't know what this is gonna do to all the sponsors, like Jellyfish Fields, like Kelp Shake, who aren't going to have a car sponsor them in this series. It's like, at that point, you just kind of lift your hands up and say, like, why do I even bother? Like, sponsoring the series? Yeah. That's not going to support me, you know? Like, that's not going to, like, have a car to support me. Hopefully the sponsored races are enough. Who knows? I don't know, though. Who knows? Regardless, though, I'm not gonna say anything about it. I've already made my point clear, and, I mean, if Mr. Krabs has a great showing today, and if he actually runs really good, I'm not gonna complain. We'll be fine. Alright, so let's go and get through some driver picks. Larry, who do you have? I'm gonna be picking Mr. Krabs. He won at this track in season number 1. And he also happens to be on the front row. Let's see if he can finish out his career very strong here today. Well, I'm gonna be going for more of a wildcard pick in the form of Twister Rodriguez in the 5. The last time Tommy Pickles won a title like this, Twister Rodriguez surprised everyone by winning at this track. And although Twister Rodriguez is in second, 100 points behind, even if some miracle happens to where Tommy Pickles somehow wrecks out, crashes out, maybe DNFs, and Twister Rodriguez kind of picks up the pieces in a way, wins this race, gets 100 points to tie. The tiebreaker is most wins. Tommy Pickles has 2, Twister Rodriguez would have 1. But I do think a strong finish here this afternoon will help this team for next year. It will build confidence. It will build much needed confidence heading into the offseason. Confidence can be a killer for other drivers in this field. So we'll see what happens. Well, I'm going to be picking Patrick Starr here this afternoon. Today is going to be his final race with Jellyfish Fields on top of the hood. Because, of course, the sponsorship deal has fallen through with Mr. Krabs. That has gone through. That is good. That is official for Season 7. Meaning that Jellyfish Fields and every other sponsor is not going to be on this car next season. Patrick has been very audible about how much this means to him in terms of the sponsorship and how much he's thanked them for being there, you know, that kind of thing. I'm hoping that he just finishes out this season. A season where he's the defending champion, but he has not been able to do anything. He doesn't look like a defending champion. Yeah, that's what it is. He doesn't look like a defending champion. Ever since Daytona, earlier this year, I haven't seen the same driver. I haven't seen the same driver. Something's up.
I really do think this whole deal with Mr. Krabs has been cooking for a long time. I feel like at the beginning of this year, maybe he knew at the beginning of this year, he kind of knew what was going on.
Yeah. It definitely takes a long time for this kind of thing to go public. Sometimes they'll want to pick and choose whenever they make it public. So that could very well be the case, Larry. That could very well be the case. But regardless of all of that, I'm picking Patrick Starr here this afternoon.
Drivers, start your engines!
As the command has just been issued, and all 18 of these cars will fire their engines, roll off a pit road for 20 laps here around Homestead Miami Speedway. Sheldon Lee on the pole here for the second time in his career, alongside Mr. Krabs inside the 32. The person who is retiring at the end of this race, at the end of this season, and at the end of this year, guys. What a year it has been. Yeah, we've seen some pretty awesome things this year. It's been a great year in terms of just the action, the moments that we've had. I mean, we talk about last race with Tommy Pickles clinching the title. That was pretty awesome. But I'm excited. I'm excited to cap it off. I'm excited.
It's one of those things where it's like it's been good with all the good moments and stuff, but it's also been extremely tiring for those good moments.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's going to be very nice to be able to kick our feet up at the end of this season wwhenever this is all said and done, and just focus on next season, focus on next year, next January for the Rookie Clash. But guys, the pace car will pull off the pit road, and let us get this Ocean Shores 400 started. Up through the gears they go, green flag is out, and we're underway.
Sheldon Lee already making some headwind here, leading this pack as they exit into turn number 4, into lap number 2. Some contact, Kiko, the 8 and the 24 of Patrick Starr involved in something. That was interesting, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I think they're going to be good. I think they'll basically be able to clean it up there. But definitely something interesting there in the middle of the pack.
Sheldon Lee still continues to lead. Take a look at Otto Rocket inside second. He hasn't won a race since, I think, season 3?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
It's been a while. Lynn Loud battling on the inside of him for position as the caution is out for incident. Ooh.
SpongeBob SquarePants probably involved in something there.
Yeah. Smell SquarePants definitely involved in something. They're going to be racing back to the line, though, regardless. As Sheldon Lee will be leading at the caution. As let's go and see what happened. It looked like it happened on the front stretch.
Yeah, definitely did with the way the tire tracks are.
Alright, so coming off of turn number 4. Heading into the front stretch here. You're going to have 3 wide between the rookie Sid Chang, the 32 car of Mr. Krabs, the current retiree, and SpongeBob SquarePants. And let's go ahead and see what happened here.
Yeah, I think it just looks like a case of people squeezing each other. And then unfortunately, SpongeBob SquarePants inside the 20, just kind of an innocent bystander and all that. Getting spun, hooked by Mr. Krabs, by the 27 car of Sid Chang as well.
Sid Chang basically assisting him into the wall here.
Yeah, I'm sure. Something like that.
Ooh. Thankfully, it's not going to be that hard of an impact for sure because of the fact that Sid Chang was there, kind of protecting him in a way from the bigger impacts, but still going to hit the wall.
Yep, still gonna hit the wall, still gonna slam it just a little bit, just a little kiss. But yeah, definitely not a super complex incident. Just hard racing off turn 4, really.
It is an exhibition event. You are just gonna see stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of how it is. Yeah, that's kind of how it is. Just a bunch of people just looking for an opportunity. Really, just a bunch of people looking for an opportunity.
So we are going to be restarting this race here on lap number 8. We have Sheldon Lee in the 22 leading, followed by Lynn Loud in second and Auto Rocket in third. So guys, a bit of drama here in this exhibition race.
A bit of drama, yeah. Just a little bit of drama.
You have to assume that the reason why all these guys are going as hard as they are is just because of the fact that although the championship is basically decided at this point, all of the other positions below aren't.
Yeah, you have a very good point there.
So I think that's what it is. I think all these guys are just looking for any sort of points they can get and they can gather. So they're taking this opportunity very, very well to try and get and search for some extra points.
Knowing that the championship is no longer up for grabs. Yeah, I agree.
They just want to get as much as they can. Alright, so here we go. As the green flag is going to come back out here on lap number 8. Green flag is back out in the air.
Look out for Lynn Loud. Lynn Loud trying to make a move on the inside.
Here she comes. She's going to try and take the lead away from Sheldon Lee.
Taking the lead away. Trying to take that line away from that 22.
Has that line. Has that inside. And she's clear.
Nice.
Lynn Loud, I don't think has won since the Nicktoons shootout or the Nicktoons 500, whichever one from last season. Regardless of what race it was at Daytona. But it was her only career win. Could she perhaps score a second here today?
We'll see what happens.
Whoa! Some screeching tires. And I don't know what happened, but there was someone sideways.
Yeah, that was very interesting. Someone sideways off that corner.
But we're still green.
Yeah, we're still green. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there either.
I mean, sometimes, we miss some things sometimes, but it was one of those times where, like, we weren't really too sure about that one. Sheldon Lee looking to the inside.
Trying to block the on-charging charge of AJ inside the 2.
11. Lap 11. Just past halfway in this race out of 20. Lynn continuing to lead. Let's go back into the field. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, side-by-side battle between the 18 of Carlino Casagrande and the 10 of Timmy Turner.
Yep. I saw them going onto the apron earlier too. Whenever that spin happened or whatever happened. They kind of went to the apron a bit. I wonder if they're angry at each other.
They very well could be. You never know. Ooh, Tommy Pickles trying to move the former champion.
Out of my way, I'm the new champion.
Ooh, Sheldon Lee. Oh no, never mind. Sorry about that, folks. For some reason, I thought he was still leading.
No, he isn't. He isn't still leading, Taylor. You're like 2 out of this right now. At this point, yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry about that, folks. That was stupid of me.
13, lap 13. Just a few more laps to go. Lynn still leading the way here at Homestead.
Yeah, just it's gonna be one of those cases where we'll see if Sheldon Lee can make some ground here. It's hard to make ground here at this track, though. It's really difficult. You really have to find the right lane. You really have to find the right momentum. It's all about just trying to find everything you can in these corners just to make any sort of ground on somebody like that.
And it's basically single file all the way throughout this field. So pretty much this is the only form of racing we have. Exiting turn number 4, heading in to lap. I believe this is going to be 15. Yes, it will be. Sheldon Lee trying to fend off an orange charging AJ still inside the 2. Tuck Carbuncle moving down to the inside of AJ.
Tuck Carbuncle finally trying to make some headwind here. He hasn't won for a long time. Back in Season 1 was the last time. Can't do anything on the inside of AJ.
Exiting turn number 4, Lynn Loud into 0. Looking at lap number 16 here. This time. Let's go and go back through the field real quick just to check and make sure if there's any other form of... Ooh!
Something happened with Kiko inside the 8 car.
Interesting.
I wonder what could have happened to have him end up on pit road, but very interesting development there.
We will see what happens. As we have back here, here we go. Here's the move for third here on AJ by Tuck Carbuncle.
Ooh, maybe some contact there.
Just a slight bit of contact. Nothing too severe. Lap 17. Only a few more laps to go. There we go. There's the pass for third for Tuck Carbuncle. Meanwhile, Sheldon Lee still kind of maintaining that gap to Lynn Loud, so I'm not really too sure if anything's going to happen here.
I just don't think he has a faster car. I don't think he has a fast car. I think it's all she wrote, really. And it's literally she.
Lap 18. Lynn Loud looks like she is well on her way to a second career win. Like we said, the last time she won was back last season. The championship's pretty much decided at this point with Tommy Pickles. Where is Tommy Pickles actually right now? He's right here, battling with Ginny Wakeman inside the 9. But right now, the battle is for the race win here. 2 laps to go for Lynn Loud inside the 0.
Yeah, it just looks like she's just gonna sail away. It's one of those classic Homestead Miami finishes where you're gonna have a car that's a few car lengths ahead of one, and it just so happened that the faster car went out front early, and that's just how it goes.
Yep, off that restart, it's just that car like shot out like a rocket. It really did. Final lap, one more time around, sponsored by the Tortropolis Discord. And one final time for the season number 6. Lynn Loud cruising to a victory here, her second career win. Sheldon Lee in second. Tuck Carbuncle in third. They come through turns 3 and 4. And Lynn Loud will be winning the Ocean Shores 400 here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Lynn Loud wins it. And with that, we do believe that the champion of Season 6 will be the 3 car of Tommy Pickles, as he has clinched the title last race, and we will see what happens.
Yep. Look, I'm interested to see how the points are going to shape out, though, regardless.
We will, of course, wait for the points, as we always do, even if we know that 100% that Tommy Pickles is going to win the title. But we'll just hold out hope, just a little bit.
Yeah, you never know, just in case.
But anyways, regardless, what a win for Lynn Loud inside the Zero. Her 2nd career win. That is awesome for that Zero team.
Yeah, that's going to be great. That's going to be great. That's going to be great momentum heading into Season 7, I'm sure. Season 7's going to be looking bright for that Zero team, hopefully. But yeah, what a race. What a race.
Let's go and take a look and see what happened on lap 9.
Oh yeah, let's go and do that. Let's go and do that real quick before we forget.
Alright, so here it is, lap number 9, exiting turn number 2 again with SpongeBob and Sid Chang.
What is going on with these two?
I don't know!
What is going on with these two? Oh yeah, okay, so we're gonna have the 20 car, once again the 20 car getting spun. Once again, it's almost the exact same issue as on the front stretch.
Maybe the officials were just like, you know what, SpongeBob, we're just not going to give you another caution here.
We're just not going to give you another one, yeah. I mean, he does save it, to his credit. I think he does keep it, yeah, he keeps it going. He does keep it going. That's incredible, though. Wow. Look at the way they split him, though.
Yeah, that's insane.
Look at the way they split him. So that's what we heard. That's what we heard on the camera. That's what we heard, was the tire screeching. That brief tire screech, and that's what happened with the smoke. But man, that's crazy. That is absolutely insane.
As your race results look like this. Coming in first, Lynn Loud. She wins her 2nd career race this afternoon, and it's the Ocean Shores 400 in Season 6 at Homestead Miami Speedway. 2nd, Sheldon Lee. 3rd is Tuck Carbuncle. 4th is AJ. 5th is Otto Rockets. 6th is Mr. Krabs, finishing out his final career race. He finishes out his career with a 6th place finish, and I think that's a very solid performance from Mr. Krabs.
Very much so. Very much so.
7th is Carl Weezer. 8th is Tommy Pickles. We'll get to Tommy Pickles in a moment. 9th is Jenny Wakeman in the 9 car. 10th is Patrick Starr, defending champion, and that rounds out your top 10, the rest of them. 11th, Ronnie Ann. 12th, Twister Rodriguez, so there you go.
Yeah, that's the story right there. That's the story right there. That's the story. That's basically, yeah, Tommy Pickles has locked this title. Yeah, 100%.
That needle is not gonna move.
Yeah, that
Needle is not gonna move. 13th, Sid Chang. 14th, Carlino Casagrande. 15th, Timmy Turner. 16th, SpongeBob SquarePants. 17th, Sam Dullard. And 18th was Kiko. Of course, we saw it on pit road. He had a header issue. At first, we thought maybe it had to do with the incident that happened that didn't bring out a caution. But it turns out he wasn't even involved.
Yeah, he wasn't even involved, really. It just happened.
It probably just deteriorated over time. Sometimes that'll happen where you have an issue in the middle of the race that you have to resolve. So regardless, he finishes in 18th, DNFing with a header issue. Kiko in the 8 car. You know, last time when this guy won a championship, it involved him getting his very first ever Blimp Series win, and it was back in season number 4. 2 seasons later, in season 6, thanks to his absolutely incredible win at Daytona during the Goofy Goober 300, and basically being an afterthought in the middle of the season, guys, Tommy Pickles stuns everyone and becomes the first 2-time champion in Nicktoons Racing League history. What's crazy about that, guys, is that Twister Rodriguez got points in every single race leading into the Goofy Goober 300 last race. He was tied with Tommy Pickles. However, due to his 17th place finish, he got no points, just barely making it a 100-point gap for Tommy Pickles to become the champion before this race even happened here today.
What about the fact that, well, for starters, look at whatever happened with Twister Rodriguez inside of third. He got overtaken by Tuck with 390 points. 70, 70, 30, 90, 40, 40, 0, 0. That Goofy Goober 300 changed the way that entire organization of the 5 team was working. What's even crazier is that you look at Tommy Pickles. Look at how inconsistent he was. 80, 100, he got a win in the Mesmer's 350, but he got a 0, a 70, a 10, an 80, and 100 the last race, and now today a 30. Wildly inconsistent. Complete 180 from Twister Rodriguez throughout the first 6 races of the season. Twister Rodriguez was definitely the favorite heading into the last race at the Goofy Goober 300. We didn't think at all for a moment that Tommy Pickles was going to have a shot. Sure, he had a win in 3 top 5s up to that point, but he also had a 10th place finish, and he didn't finish outside of the top 10 in general. Something that Twister Rodriguez, up until the Goofy Goober 300, didn't have. That race at Daytona is the championship winning performance by Tommy Pickles. There's no doubt about it. Without it, who knows what hurdle Tommy would have had to jump over to get a shot at a 2nd career championship here today. It would have been a classic points battle, guys. It would have been who finishes higher, who gets the most points heading out of the race. And I just think that Twister Rodriguez, if he was in that position, he would have driven harder, he would have driven gutsier, and he would have driven more determinedly to beat that 3 car. What an absolutely incredible performance. Tommy Pickles getting his 2nd career championship, the first ever time that anyone becomes a multi-time champion in Nicktoons Racing League history. How amazing is that? That is just... duh.
What a story. Just what a story.
You know, you always say, like, at the end of these seasons, like, these are the most telling points, you know, standings, like, at the end of a season that we've had. This is one of the weirdest.
Oh yeah, definitely. You don't have this one up here up top was very inconsistent. No offense to Tommy Pickles.
Oh no, I'm sure he knows that. I'm sure that entire 3 team knows that. They were very inconsistent, but somehow the mathematics say he has 470 points ahead of everybody else. That is just insane.
Yep.
That is just insane.
Do you think we'll ever see something like this again, guys?
Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with Billy. I have no idea.
Well, regardless if it happens again or not, thank you guys so much for being here with me during this season. Another great season of the Nicktoons Racing League. Of course, Taylor.
Of course. Of course.
Hopefully you guys enjoy your off season, and hopefully you guys in the world of YouTube also enjoy your off season too. Tommy Pickles becomes the first multi-time champion in Nicktoons Racing League history. What a good way to cap off this season. Yeah, what a good way to cap off this season. For my partners, Billy Bob, Larry McDonald's, for the Taylor 16 Racing Network, and from all of our proud sponsors, Musique for the spotter audio, and every other sponsor here that makes this series possible, thank you so much. 2025 has been wrapped up, 2026 just around the corner. We'll see you in January for the Rookie Clash at Daytona. Take care, everybody.